Ganesha's a little bit of a psycho, just going around and just everyone else just like, no, we'll leave the Vorcha, and then Ganesha's just like, but they all have to die. Oh, you think you can escape? Shot in the face. Classic Gnu, that's just what he does. You should see him when he has a big battle axe, he's even worse for it. Welcome back to episode 10 of the BloodPack, you are beautiful people. So, having a little look around on what we actually have lost. We have lost quite a lot. I don't think this has, like, sorted itself out yet. So this is where our squad left. Actually, that might be it. Okay, we'll find out when the squad comes back and see actually how much we lost. Because just off this, actually let's just go wealth and items. Yeah, that is it's nearly 100,000 just in items. And then as far as creatures go, so that's our colonists. There's a big old drop there as well. So, we do need to be careful because we might have... Well, the raids are going to be smaller now, which is good. But obviously all of our build-up of supplies and stuff, they're all gone. So, that's all of our medicines gone. All the bionics are gone. Well, not bionic. Yeah, bionics. All gone. Armor's gone. A bunch of building materials gone. Weapons gone. You know, it's a good position to be in. And then if we go over here... And we were right, every time we take down one of these mechs and then strip them down, they respawn themselves. So we might stay here for a little bit and just abuse the system as such, because we need more resources coming in, because we lost all of the advanced components as well. Oh no, I see what's happening. I don't like that at all. So yeah, we're stripping them down and then our guys are going in and put them onto the platforms and then they're getting rebuilt. So, the way we deal with this is, if we can, we take this and we put this into a pack animal. And we just keep getting these out of the way so they can't do it. And then this goes into a pack animal as well. That's cool, that should sort that. That should mean that we can strip these down and not worry too much. And we're also going to need to go off and start selling everything, because we cannot carry this back with us. Cool, yeah, that worked out alright. I'm glad we found it then, otherwise we would have just ended up bleeding so many resources. We don't have enough silver for a trade ship. Okay, now that is a slight problem. Before you do that, give that all to a pack animal. I thought we would have had enough. Is there anywhere around here that we can trade quickly? Well, we've got a bit of beef with the Vorcha, so that's not going to happen. And then by the time we get up there, we could have just got back to the base anyway. But then with everything burning down, we're not expecting big attacks coming to the base. So we're going to need to go through this, find out what's worth taking, what's worth like leaving, and then have to take it from there. So from that, we did get 57 advanced components and 6 normal components, which is a decent haul. Still doesn't quite make up for everything that we lost. We are going to be able to take a bunch of shells, even though all of our mortars got burnt down. But we do have 549 plasteel, which means we're going to be able to start making some more not components, but bionics, which is going to be really useful for us. And also a whole bunch of weapons. We'll take the ones that might actually be of some use. So we'll take an assault rifle, take the battle rifle, the sniper rifle, and then the other sniper rifle. They are going to be decent. They're not going to be great, but they're going to be okay. We're not bothered about hand cannons. That's not a massive thing. And maybe an SMG. That's pretty light. Actually, all of those cannons are pretty light, so they're only weighing 1, so we might as well take them. We're not going to lose anything from not taking them. Yeah, so it turns out a lance kit, pretty light until it gets onto the main weapons, which is fine. And now if we look at these little platforms, so the big boy mechs, their platforms weigh 6 kilograms. So if we pick up, we'll take all of them. We'll leave the low-key mechs, just because the low-key mechs suck and are utterly useless. And we'll take the 2 solar generators because we can't actually build them ourselves. And then I think everything that's left, we just chuck in the steel, because we're always going to need that. Those prefab components, you know, we can make them super easy. Well, we can't make them yet, but we will be able to. And as we can't make them, we can't actually build anything out of them, so it's just a waste of time taking them. And let's see if the base is burnt down. Yeah, no, the guys managed to get in and sort that out. Well, it's an interesting start nonetheless. We have lost a whole bunch of resources. We are slowly going to have to process through everything. And yeah, this has set us back quite a bit, but hopefully we can stabilize because we do have more infrastructure now. And what we want to do is we want to start moving pretty much everything out of here anyway. So in like the manufacturing areas, that's where we'll keep the steel, the plasteel and components, because that makes more sense, because that's where they're needed. Then for things like fabric and that'll be like in the tailoring room, or would have a designated area set up, which is just going to be for things to trade. I think with that we should be alright. Over here, we can now, well, we can't click them unfortunately, we can hear all of the bugs are starting to reproduce. So it looks like the bugs must have beaten the mechanoids, and now they are starting to grow a little hive into this section, which isn't good for us. So we're going to need to start digging this way into there, so that when so hopefully we can get to it before that bug problem gets out of control, because if they keep multiplying and keep spreading, and yet we can hear them digging, they'll eventually dig through and then end up here. And yeah, bug hives, once they get to like critical mass, are pretty hard to take down. I don't think there'll be a queen or anything in there, thankfully, but if they reproduce every like 2.5 days, that means if you start with 1, then it's going to be 4, then it's going to be 8, there we go, even more. So yeah, we know there's a big bug infestation in this section now, and it's going to keep on spreading, so we're going to dig in, get everyone ready, and then just blast them all apart. In the meantime, because not everyone can dig, I think, still digging away in there, is we're going to put a second marble door here. So if we can get it right, we can open it, chuck a incinerate in, and then just burn the bugs out, so we don't have to worry too much about fighting. It sounds like, yeah, they're slowly destroying the mechanoid ship as well. If we get lucky, they might hit the reactor, and then if that reactor goes up, that'll probably wipe out all of the bugs. But everyone is tired from the last raid. That kind of went okay, but at a price. We didn't even manage to get to the bugs. The bugs went and tunneled through and opened up what looks like an ancient danger, then plus everything from the ship. Well, that's the bugs dealt with, and now we've got a lot of centipedes. Thankfully, they're all taking a bit of a kick in. So I'm not sure if they're going to come out after us, or what they're going to do. But thankfully, the bugs have been dealt with, so we don't need to worry too much about that. But obviously, we know we just got centipedes. This should be fine. I think we will come up along here, gun line, and then the centipedes kind of have to come through one at a time, and then we should just be able to blast them apart. They're not fully upgraded, so they're not going to be able to use cover, so they still have to come around that corner. I think that's going to be our best bet. Not the greatest strategy I've come up with before, but I reckon this might work. I know you're going to start tunneling through there. Yeah, so they're tunneling through anyway. We've only got a granite wall there, which isn't super strong, has to be said, but they are going through this bit, which is cool. Are we going to be in position before then? Looks like we might just be. We've got a problem with the power line somewhere. Let's just have a little look. Yeah, so putting that down wiped out the power line, and no one's reinstalled that. So all of our doors and the electric in this section is going down, other than we do have some of it supported by 2 mechanoid ship reactors. But as soon as that thing pokes its head around the corner, it is done. Cool, 1 down. Now the centipedes are going to start coming in, which is where Grugon becomes super valuable, because what he can do, obviously, is he can just drop down the EMP. No, he doesn't have EMP. No, he does. Yeah, he's got overload. Cool. Everything onto him. Move this way, come this side. We're only fighting 1 at a time, which is fine. We can't go into close combat because then all the mechs behind will start shooting through. We've got to be careful about that wall, because if we take that wall out, we'll wait until our shields are down and there's too many of them. Yeah, this is going okay. Not perfect, but it's going okay. No, you were in line of fire there. That's not a good place to be. Sweet, yeah, these mechs aren't an issue. We got them in a good situation. So as they come through, we just got a lot of firepower coming in, and when there isn't too many. Well, there's a few of them, but they can't actually come at us. Who got done? Chinook got done again. Left arm shot off. Fantastic. Alright, so what I was panicking about, turns out isn't a massive issue. So once we came back with all the loot from the VI, it seems like we kind of stabilised a bit, which is good. So we didn't lose a crazy amount. Not as much as I thought we would have lost. So that is good. That's good for us. So we are in a situation where we're definitely going to be able to recover. And also we now have a whole bunch of Alliance weapons. So we're going to be able to start equipping a lot of Vorcha as we get them. Factory Basics is now complete. So what I think that we might do is this section here is we will turn into our factory. Well, one of them. Because we're going to need a few of them to produce all of the goodies that we need. So main things that you need for this playthrough is plasteel, advanced components, and Nutrimane. And this here is going to be a pretty good sized room for the plasteel production. And we can get multiple of them on the go, and that's going to serve us super well. With the fire kicking off, just realised it burnt out all of our mechanoid components as well. So yeah, that's not fantastic at all. So we are back to square one on our mechanoid components. I think we probably had about 20, maybe a bit more. So we do have some on the map, so we're going to put down 2 cleaning drones to start with, and then we're also going to put in, I think, 4 hauler bots. This is going to stress our power lines like crazy, so we will need to look into getting some more batteries. I do believe we picked some up, yeah, sweet. So we'll drop these in, so there should be 2 if I'm not mistaken, unless we're ready to put the other one in. Not a big deal, and we've also got extra solar as well. This should help sort our power problems for a little while, but it's not going to solve everything. But having those extra hauler drones is going to help quite a lot, because the hauler drones obviously deliver directly to the blueprints, so then the resources are there, which works out really well for us. That means our Vorcha are going to be able to build a bit bigger, and also they can collect them and put them back. Whereas our Vorcha keep failing just about every single job we give them, which means that building is taking a insanely long time. I think it's probably at least a 25% fail rate. So we got bored up here. He's going to go building a marble end table, and he might make it, he might not, but that's not his first attempt at it. Okay, cool. So we got it this time. We're also going to get more donkeys because one of them is pregnant. So yeah, we got a fail there, fail. Yeah, so we get a lot of construction botched. So I think having those drones dropping some stuff off will be super good. But in the meantime, we do have mechanoid components up here. So there is 8 here alone. Let's get Grugom because he's quite quick. We'll send him up to prioritise hauling all of these. And then hopefully we can get them down, because with those hauler bots running up and about, we're going to be able to start clearing this area. Because we haven't been able to clear the map yet, because there's been so much going on, the game is running a little bit slower on 4 times speed than what it should be, just because of there just being so much stuff on the map compared to what there normally would be. Also got some infested ship chunks come in. They are not going to be a massive issue, slightly annoying, but we can deal with them. We also had some sappers. I don't know when it happened, but I take it must have been these guys. Tried to tunnel through here, so we'll just put some reinforced walls in, hopefully to discourage them. And then I think what we'll do is we'll actually line the inside. So anyone looking in from the outside will go, oh yeah, it's like an old ruined village or something. But we know it's not, and then the inside is reinforced. So like we're reinforcing along here, just because we know that sappers, if they're allowed, will try to come through these sections. But if we've got the turrets there, we're going to put embrasures behind them, well, in front of them, and then we'll put access points in so we can go and reload the turrets. This is just going to discourage any sappers coming through this bit, because this is the weakest part of the base. And if a big enough force comes through, yeah, we're caught out in the open, and we don't have particularly great armor. We got okay guns. Our guns are pretty decent because they're like space attack guns, but our armor isn't. Hospital is coming on slowly, is how I describe that. We're out of granite, even though we are processing through like loads of granite chunks. There is just so much granite we're using at the moment to build everything that it is slowing everything down. So most of the walls are granite, doors are marble. You know, not a good door to be making stuff out of. Well, not a good material to be making doors out of, but auto doors, they work, they look nice. And that's just about one of the only things we've got going, is we're going to try to make things look pretty for the Vorchas. Will they look good for us? Probably not. I am not the most aesthetically pleasing builder in Rimworld, it has to be said, but this is what we have at the moment. First raid of the episode is coming in. It's the Brutarians again. Now these guys aren't crazy powerful, and donkeys, where are you going? Let's go put you into your little safe space, which is area 1, so if you guys wouldn't mind. And we are a little bit out of position because they did land right on top of us, and we do have a whole bunch of hauler drones here. They're probably going to go get themselves killed, which is going to be super annoying because they are really expensive. Vorcha, you move back. We're going to create a gun line along here. should be alright so long as we keep moving. Yeah, they're not in any decent armour. Okay, Belikar, what are you rocking? That's pretty rock and roll. So he's got a shield and an SMG. No mad about that. Vorcha just got slaughtered by something heavy right there. That was 6 shots onto him. You guys keep moving back. I do think we're going to need to make like inner defensive positions just to stop this from happening, because as far as space goes, that is a large old space that they can drop in. Other side is, this bit here is outdoors now. So we can get drops coming straight down into this bit, which for us would be super bad. But not as bad for these, wow, if I can word, not as bad as what's happened to these Butarians. They are just going to get absolutely slaughtered. Now, let's go strip this guy off, because he does have some decent armour. And then the rest of them, I think we're either going to turn into chem fuel or we'll butcher, depending on what the Vorcha are feeling like. Cool, that was dealt with nice and simple. As far as things are going for us, slowly is how I'd describe it, but it's going okay. So what we do have is a whole bunch of Bionic spines. They're coming on quite nicely. The storage room is coming on as well, slowly, but it's getting there. Hospital is nearly done. We are still just waiting on granite so that we can put all of these extra walls in. And with all those extra walls, we've also got power cores running through. So all of this area will soon be powered. And once that happens, we can start installing the Bionic spines onto the Vorcha. And then the Vorchas that don't have the cortical stacks, we can start putting into them as well. As for the human sleeves, or in this case, Vorcha and Krogan super clones, that's coming on quite nicely as well. We're about a third of the way through that. So before this episode is out, that will be done and that will be started. Does mean we need to keep an eye out for some nuclear airmen, but you know, that is not a massive problem. This section here, like I said, we will turn that into the robotics facility, but we are kind of hurting for steel at the moment. We're not doing super well. We don't actually have any steel stored there. Okay, cool. We have 639 steel. We might even have more plasteel than that. Yeah, we got more plasteel than we have actual steel, which is odd. Did go and buy about 200 components. These are going to be needed for all the Bionics, because you do need to increase the consciousness on the Vorcha. That is kind of the only way they stop messing up. But increasing their manipulation and speed is obviously always going to be a good thing, because, well, then they are going to be moving faster and building faster and doing stuff faster, and they're less likely to fail. And let's find out who is our designated medic right now. Okay, so Grugon is our designated main medic, and then Oppa can stand in as a secondary medic. We do need an extra Vorcha medic. Not that we really want a Vorcha medic, because they botch operations like nobody's business. But just so that we can have more things going. Unless we can mess with Akiz, I don't think we're going to be able to unlock that. We should be able to with a little bit of tinkering, because that would make sense fluff-wise, because obviously mad scientist and he's done a lot of medical work. But not a massive thing for the moment. For attack, that'll be a waste of time, and for Argonaut, that'll be a waste of time as well. There'll be a lot of skill trainers for not much. We do have the slavers from the Krogan castaways coming in. It looks like they got a drill slave. Let's see if they've got anything, but I'm not expecting them to have much. First Bionic spine is going to go into Crank, and then a second one is going to go into Joven. So that'll be the first two of Vorcha down for the count. And then what we'll do after that, so that is... Joven's our cook. No, he's mining, so obviously faster miners are better. And then Crank is our construction, so this will mean that he won't fail quite as much. Then we'll go into Churek, because we want her to have the extra manipulation so she can build things faster. And what she build faster? Bionic spines. And we are going to need them. The Krogan for the moment, it wouldn't be super worth it putting into them, because 3 of them already have the nano suits, so they move super quickly and have better manipulation and global work speed, whereas the Vorcha will benefit more from it. So we'll go through the Vorcha, then once the Vorchas are done, we'll then put them into the Krogans, because it will make a bigger difference on the Vorcha than it would on the Krogan. And also Vorcha did manage to go and find himself a N7 heavy masterwork helmet, which is cool. So his helmet now is pretty much going to do him until the end of the game, which we are real happy about, which means we probably should go and colour that up. The blank Mega Sloths. The Council of the Fallen Imperium recently lost a scouting party to a pack of 14 man-hunting Mega Sloths. She wants you to draw the beast towards yours to be killed. uphold her honour. To uphold her honour. The Mega Sloths will arrive in Not a Real Place 2 hours after you accept. Plasteel is good, but I think gold might be better for now. And also that sniper rifle we won't do anything with. The great bow we won't do anything. XL, no. Okay, yeah, we'll go for some gold. They'll be with us in 2 hours. I'm not sure how I feel about you trying to do a medical operation, but let's see how this plays out. I don't like the look of it. Nice, pulled it off. Okay, so Jovin, Trigger, Crank, Chinook all have Bionic spines now, so that's 4 Vorcha done. Manhunter pack is here, but with only a few Mega Sloths, I don't think it is going to be a massive issue. Let's all get to defensive positions anyway. And I think most of our robots have enough work inside the base at the moment anyway, so they shouldn't yonder out. I did try to make a fancy wind turbine thing here. Yeah, that failed. So what we're going to do is we're going to go a row across here and then turn them around and then another row that way. And then that should give us a whole bunch of wind power, just so in the evenings we can top up our batteries. Because power, we're not doing great on power at the moment. We'll be able to sort it soon, but right now, yeah, slight issue. Mega Sloths are coming in, but I don't think they're going to be a massive threat this time around. Just because our guys are better shots. They're also super big creatures, so they are very easy to hit. And where they didn't stack up, they can't push through Grugon. So long as he just stands there, we are going to be fine. They're not going to be able to do too much against us. But it looks like a couple of them are going to be able to be slaughtered, which for us means more meat, more heavy levers, well, heavy furs, and more chem fuel. So happy. Bionic spines are coming along super well. We only have 3 Vorcha now, so up to Belakar. These 3 are the only ones now that will need a spine. And who was it that got slotted? I think it was Jajik. Got shot like straight in the spine by an anti-material rifle. Got spinal fusion off the back of it. And now has a bionic one. So, going to be fine there. We do have a raid from the Vorcha coming in within the upcoming 12 hours. Or are they already here? They are already here. Cool. I'm not sure if it's a siege. I didn't actually see that. But if it is, that's good. That means components. That means mortar rounds. That means mortars. And we could do some mortars because we don't actually have the technology for them. We are coming along pretty well on the sleeves. Sleeves are nearly done. Once they're done, I think we'll go into missionary and metallics. And then with that, we are just going to be able to kick out pretty much everything we need for the clones continuously. And we will very shortly, maybe in the next 2 episodes, start being able to reliably produce our Vorcha clone army, which is going to be awesome because those guys are going to be insanely powerful. Silly Vorcha. So they come in thinking they're going to take us out, whereas in fact it is them that is going to die. They don't have too much. Vorcha generally run with light kit. They do have a couple Molokovs. I doubt they're going to be a massive issue for us, we say, and then they end up burning us down, but they might not, so we should be pretty good. And who had the flashbangs? Someone had flashbangs. Literally my pet hate in this game. We take these 2, we put them up here. Gnu, you move across here, you're going to have a better line of sight, and then yeah, we can just basically shoot all of the Vorcha that are now trying to fight a Krogan in hand-to-hand combat. Yeah, they're throwing grenades in. There we go, that's one of them. Kill him, and you guys kill him. They took out a couple power lines, not a massive thing, but yeah, they basically just get stuck here. And Grugon, how would you like to just chuck an incinerate there just to make their day worse? But yeah, the Vorcha got a bit more of a stomach for a fight than the Drell. Drell just seemed to run away after you've killed a couple of them, whereas the Vorcha, I'd say a decent amount of them went down before they decided to run, but it's not going to save them. So we're just going to shoot all of them and we'll let those guys go through there. That's not a big issue. A one-off draft. And what we do want to do is go and butcher all of them, so they don't get back up, because Vorcha never stay down. Gnu's just a little bit of a psycho. Just going around and just... Everyone else just like, no, we'll leave the Vorcha. And then Gnu's just like, but they all have to die. Oh, you think you can escape? Shot in the face. Classic Gnu. That's just what he does. You should see him when he has a big battle axe. He's even worse for it. So it begins. The human sleeves have now been researched. Yeah, buddy, so that is 250 steel, 175 plasteel, and 6 advanced components. These Vorcha are going to be insane. Because we've got the worker template as well, they will have an extra 50% manipulation and speed. And then the sleever caskets, we are going to put in instead of the beds, because they are considerably better than a hospital bed. As stats wise, if we go onto here, surgery success chance 200%, immunity gain speed 200%, arrest effectiveness 105, medical 10, quality offset 15%. Then we go into a hospital bed, 105, 111, 92 and 10. Yeah, they're better in just about every single way, other than they're a bit more expensive. But it does mean, if I'm being smart, we can remove the hospital beds because they are not needed anymore. And all we got to do now is figure out where do we want the secret cloning labs, because they need to be somewhere hidden. I think we extend this way, and then we start digging down, and we'll just have them like hidden right in the back here. So they're going to be super out the way, no one's ever going to like accidentally come across them. And yeah, that is going to be pretty awesome. Those things are going to be amazing. They are expensive and they'll take 22 days to grow, but once we get them, they're going to be worth it. So if we say set up for the first batch, we set up 3 incubators so we can have 3 new Vorcha come in. So we'll replace, say, these 3 with their new and better bodies, and then we'll go and get another 3 done. Well, then by that point, by that's done, we'll probably have the next set going. So I think we'll probably always have like 6 clones going, and then any clones that haven't been claimed, we can always just put into the storage, and they won't go anywhere. And then as and when they're needed, we put the new like chips into them, and then yeah, we are going to have some incredible Vorcha. And the next bit is we're going to have to start looking for, not recruits because we don't want them, but we're going to need to start looking for all of the traits that we want so that we can make the perfect Krogan. So the Vorcha, yeah, we want really good Vorcha, but it's not going to be as important as creating the ultimate Krogan. So if we go here, Grugon is pretty awesome, right? Transhumanist, we like that. Industrious, we like that. Bloodlust and Sanguine, they are some seriously good traits. But if we put, say, Energetic on top of that, then Beautiful will be the trait that he gets from the sleeve anyway, because we're going to make the highest quality sleeve. And then we can just bolt on a bunch more traits. And then with the Mark III sleeves, so the highest quality ones, you also get another random burning passion. So if we clone him a couple times, so we get it, refine the new clone, so it's better, then we take that cortical stack, then put it into a new body, then it's going to start producing more and more burning passions. So we could have a Krogan that's basically just amazing at everything with the best traits, and every time it gets cloned, it will improve because the sleeve quality will go up. Yeah, this is going to be good. We're going to have some serious so yeah, we're going to have some serious Krogans by the end of this. It looks like they've updated it. So if you watch my Rimeffect series, I was going on about how the Advanced Battle Rifle doesn't scale. Now this has changed. So this does 28 damage now with 62% armor penetration with really good accuracy across the board with a decent cooldown. And the range is 31, right? Now if we go onto a normal Advanced Battle Rifle, damage of 22, 50% armor penetration with okay accuracy but not great. So yeah, this must have been patched out or sorted because this didn't used to happen. So we are going to pick that Advanced Battle Rifle up because that is going to be a solid bit of kit. But right now we are just on the lookout for nano suits. And maybe some armor. Okay, so we got some Spectre armor there, which is normal quality. Let's have a little ganders. 130, 70, 70. And it's got 400 hit points. You know, not a bad bit of kit. We might as well pick that up. We're not going to find anything too much better for a little while. N7 good helmet. Polaris shield belt. Always nice. We'll get that N7 helmet, see if anyone wants to wear that. Nothing else there, and let's pick up that Spectre armor. Okay, can't quite afford that, but we do have a whole bunch of silver that has just landed, because we've been doing a whole bunch of trading because we've had to get rid of so much garbage. Or we just sell them some meat in the meantime, that'll do. Okay, Vorcha. How would you like some Spectre armor? And then we can colour that as well, and then that'll be pretty much most of the Krogans all coloured up and ready to go. I don't think he has a shield belt, so let's go make sure he wears that, and we'll see if anyone wants to go pick up that helmet. Just got a power overload finally. That's the issue with using batteries. They get too charged and then they eventually discharge all of that charge, and they've done that right on top of a donkey. Donkey's okay, but we do have the power up here, which is coming along quite nicely. Not amazing, but okay. For some reason, no one can build this. So if we click anyone and go there, cannot work on wind turbine blueprint, no path. Even though there clearly is, because there's a gap in between all of them. Annoying, but not the end of the world. So we'll get rid of that, and then maybe we can fit another one in along here. Nope. And what about this way? We can if we remove this, that's not an issue. So we'll deconstruct along here, and then I think we'll also take that bit there out. So we should be able to get another one in, and then maybe if we crop this bit, we'll be able to get it. Which would be cool because we need more power. As for the research, coming along somewhat, but we are holding out for the mechanoid power source. Research is coming along quite well, but we are holding out for the mechanoid power source. That is going to be a massive game changer. Or if I was actually smart, why don't we just go geothermal first? That would actually solve like most of our problems. Then into the masonry. I don't think we need to worry about batteries after that. Then into geothermal, because once all the power's sorted, then most things are going to go alright. Vital monitors is going to be super useful, but what we do need to check on is if we got the advanced bionics, which is not looking like we have researched yet. And there it is, the advanced bionics. And there it is, the advanced bionics. That is something that we do quite need. Basically, we need a lot of things, is how this is going. Sanity destroyers. A group of ferals is drops in right on top of you. So second raid. No, sorry, this would be the third raid. But yeah, just dropping straight in on top of us. So let's go this way. And who have we got? No, get out of my storeroom. We have got chem fuel in here. Not ideal. Okay, Brutarian, what are you? Useless. What are you going to be? Probably someone's dinner. Maybe one of the Krogan. The Krogan likes that sort of thing. Okay, you move back. Broad, you move back. It's going to be your job to hold here. Can you do much here? No, not really. Okay, cool. We've got a strike team coming through. They will be able to secure this area. That is going to be one more power suit or exosuit, which is going to be super awesome. They will go down fairly quick. Once they're down, then all we need to do is deal with what's out here. And if we can stay on top of it, they won't burn everything down. And if it doesn't get burnt down, this is just going to be a free raid. Cool, you guys come out here, get them surrounded, and give them nowhere to run. Once we get some more granite, these are definitely going to need to be changed into granite walls. Because what we don't like is how everything is made of wood. And as we saw earlier, it burns, and it burns really quite well. You guys start chasing behind. Anything that gets left behind you wipe out. And I'm quite happy with how everything's going. So you guys put out the fire. No one's going to escape. Cool. Put out the fire. We can't have anyone running away and then telling other people about it not being a real place. It's actually a real place. Because then the whole illusion will come falling down, which is not what we want. Because we are kind and caring and merciful, we will euthanize by cut. We'll take a little bit of medicine, but at least someone's going to get some medical experience out of it. Man, you wasted no time there, Jeek. Straight away, just be like, here's your last dinner, now prepare to die. I like your style. Now that all of the Vorchas have the bionic spines, we're going to be swapping across to bionic arms. We're not going to reset those, so these spines, we're going to leave them as they are because we will end up just chucking them into extra Vorcha as we go along. We have these pods now put in, so the cleave caskets, sleeve caskets, which are going to help us out quite a lot. And then we also have a stockpile of 3 bionic spines here, which in time we could put into the Krogan if needed. And then once we start having arms, everyone is then just going to be able to build everything quicker. So from the spines, we got extra manipulation and extra moving. And then once we get the arms, there's going to be even more manipulation. So menial tasks, which are like backing all of this area up, are going to be able to be done even quicker, which for us is obviously going to be an amazing thing. That's going to be super important. And then we'll go into legs a little bit later on because, yeah, running around to get things is important, but it doesn't really make a difference if you can get something really quick, but then you spend ages doing it. I'd rather the hauler bots do most of the heavy lifting, moving stuff around, and then that means we can just keep the pawns where they need to be, where they can process through things quicker, and looks like we're having some more power issues once again. About time, we got an infestation coming in. Same sort of spot as the other time that we had it, but we do have the door here this time. So what I think we are going to do, if Crank is up here, which he is not. Crank, you normally hang around here. The only time you're not here is when the infestation comes in. What we'll do is we'll keep the door closed for the moment. Let's see if we can pull this hauler bot out before it goes and gets itself killed. Because you are expensive to replace, and that is literally your thing. Just go off and getting yourselves killed. Cool, that's there. Then we'll go here, select all of these, and into area 1 as well. So all the hauler bots and cleaning bots should be out of the way before the infestation comes up. So we hopefully won't lose them, though it could still happen. Boards down, GNU, run from fire. Everyone's coming. Okay, yeah, no, the tribals have decided to go and, right. Those tribals are going to get mashed up. So if we move back, because we know they're going to end up turning hostile to us, if we go here, then at least we're going to be in a better situation when we need to end up fighting them, which we will. And I might have actually done that wrong, sending them all into the kitchen, because that was all full of bugs. Okay, I'll be right back. We have just decided to set up Zone 3. Zone 3 is going to be in here. So that means these like infestations and stuff shouldn't be as much of an issue, because then we've got different places where we can move stuff depending on what needs to be done. Okay, a bunch of the muffler are running away. A lot of them have been taken down. For some reason these, well, they're not tribals, but they're not getting angry at us for all of their muffalos dying. And now these muffalos are dropping some nice supplies. These nice supplies we're going to be able to sell and make a whole bunch of money off. And seeing as the bugs are starting to push through, let's start moving down. Crank. About 2 minutes ago you had been super useful, but right now I think you might actually cause us a bit more problems. So let's move to here. Then we'll just finish off all these bugs. A whole bunch of muffalo. And all tasty armors as well. That's pretty good for us. Bugs are coming in super slow. Not a problem. You guys, you go up here. Wipe this section here out. And then all of you push down here to take all of that out. And then we should be good. A lot of those muffalos will bleed out. Some of them might survive. Nah, I don't think they will. We'll let them all die anyway. And with the dead muffalos, we can then butcher them and turn them into more stuff. Cool. Well, for an infestation, that ended up generating us a lot of money. Oh, and then also all the bugs then get turned into chem fuel as well. Yeah, this was super, super, super good for us. Other than we got back all of the garbage that we sold them because we're trying to get rid of a bunch of stuff. Oh well, details. What I'm thinking for a plan is we take this area here, seeing as it's not being used. Then we can also mine up here and then reinforce these walls so they're going to be good and thick. But what we're going to do is in this bit, we're going to turn this into our armory, which seems to be a pretty decent location. So it's there. We'll put a trade beacon in as well because it's a small area. Because our trade spot over here, which needs to be moved, is starting to get full up pretty quickly, and we kind of don't want it there. We need to start centralizing where our stores are going to be. So if we have weapons here, that's cool. Obviously we've got food up here, which works. Then as we expand this area, so we get more manufacturing, then all of the steel, plasteel components, advanced components will be all stored in this bit. So this kind of will just not serve a purpose anymore. So if we can start moving it now, then it also means if something goes wrong in one of our storerooms, we don't lose everything at once. Still running into issues with not having enough granite, so we have decided to start moving down into what is going to be the cloning area. And what I believe the plan should be is we take this area, We're going to put some sentry turrets in here. So for whatever reason, if anything does try to come down here, at least the sleeves will be protected. And then I think it's going to be a slightly longer, thinner design across here. And then what we're also going to be able to do is drop in one of the pulsers, and these pulsers will stop infestations coming into this area. We don't really mind if the infestations go other places because, well, we don't really have anything of too much value. But once we start putting in those cloning vats, it's going to be very expensive if we lose one. So we want it in a situation where we can defend it, hence the turrets, just for worst case scenario. And then the other side is having the pulsers, means that if the bugs do come into this, well, they can't come into this area basically. And then if they did come down, say from up yonder, and then decided to go this way for whatever reason, at least we're going to have a bunch of turrets to defend them. And I believe that we'll just put in some big old blast doors. We won't bother with any of the auto doors. We're going to go for full whole hog blast doors, which will buy us a lot of time if anything tries to chew through them, which I think is going to be quite a lot of fun. This seems quite interesting. An N7 DMR, so designated marksman rifle, I believe. Yeah, designated marksman rifle. The Valiant is a free burst rifle sacrificing some damage for extreme range. Has a 10% chance to deal double damage. 14 damage, 30% armor penetration, range 43, burst counter 3, and good accuracy across the board with a decent enough cooldown. And seeing as we quite like the spacer marksman rifle, this might be something quite nice to add in. And all we're doing now is we're just trying to sell off all of that garbage that those bulk traders dropped when they came in and died in our base, because there was quite a lot of it, and we've had to go through a fair few traders to actually shift it, which I'm not even mad about. It just means they're running out of money, which means we're getting more money. It does mean we're probably going to get attacked a bit more now, but details, we will live with that. More things we can kill, the better for us. Might have underestimated how much they actually dropped, because that is just 28,819 there. And we have traded with some like just tribal traders coming in. Let's get rid of the human meat as well. Yeah, we're looking pretty good for money at the moment. So we've got 50k in the bank, and we just got to find a way that we can actually spend it on stuff that we need, because right now we can buy a bunch of stuff, but the Vorcha just can't produce anything because the Vorchas suck everything other than not dying, which is really, really annoying. With all of the money that we just got, we have managed to spend pretty much most of it. I think we got, what's that, 18,000 left. Okay, we might not have spent as much as I thought we spent, but we have spent a lot. But most of this is now going to go into Okia. So we're going to give him a neural calculator, which means he's going to research faster. We're going to give him an empty cortical stack, so we can clone him in case anything bad happens. Because if you know Mass Effect 2, you kind of know what happens to Okia when he tries to clone things. So we got a backup just in case. Bionic spine and 2 bionic shoulders. This is going to make him even better at researching. And researching being one of our main bottlenecks at the moment, it seems like something that we should put a bunch of resources into to try and sort out, because obviously the more that he can do, the better it's going to be for us. And let's go and put him there. And what we're going to do is we're also going to move this, put this to here. So where's Crank? Crank can move that. So when he goes to be operated, he's going to have a better success chance. And then we've also got Grugon. His medical is now up to 17.4. And we've also brought skill trainers and just been additioning them out to everyone that we can. So we got 1 skill trainer in construction for when it's needed. And because we lost the templates, because everything burnt down, we've had to go and buy 2 more worker templates. 50% manipulation and 50% speed, which is going to be awesome. And then also we need to find Chinook. Take this and learn some more crafting, because we're going to have Chinook as our a secondary crafter. Opper doesn't really need too much work, because just doing any crafting just levels him up super quickly. And that is looking about it. So we'll get Okia into a really good situation. Then we're going to be able to start bashing out this research super quickly. And on a side note, turns out if you call in an aid trader, because we realise we're out of medical supplies, they will buy old structures. So the big old heavy basher mechs, you can sell those platforms for 1,439. I think we'll keep holding them for the moment, because I reckon when we're in a situation where we can use them, we are probably going to want them, they're not, because they are a lot of fun. Well, can be a lot of fun. And thankfully, nothing failed right there. So cortical stack, neural calculator, 2 bionic arms and a bionic spine. Okay, it's going to be an absolute beast at researching now, which is going to be great for us. We also have 3 bionic arms in storage and 3 bionic spines. So those 3 Bionic spines are going to actually cover everyone that we've got. Thinking that we probably should give Crank some Bionic arms as well. Actually, that's not the best idea right now. So what we'll do is we'll hold off on those. We need to find Oppa. He seems to be our main crafter at the moment, and give her the 2 Bionic arms so then she can just craft a little bit quicker. With quicker crafting, we're going to be able to do more stuff. And what was that, Patrick? Was that an extra spine? And that's an extra arm. So, Patrick, seeing as you like to do crafting as well. Oh, and you don't have Bionic spine put in yet. Cool. We'll put a spine in you and then an arm as well. So that's both of our main crafters. Should now, hopefully, be even better at crafting, which is obviously going to be pretty awesome for us. And we'll just make sure it is Grugon putting all the body parts in. I don't know, Akik done well last time, but then that might not be great. We'll see how this plays out. Okay, pulled it off. Nice. Hostile forces spotted. Oh, that's not bad. 4,200. That is going to be a decent little shootout. Grugon, I know you're not doing well, but I still need you to carry on healing people. One of the things with the Vorcha is they have the adaptable trait, which means they have a 400% healing factor. Got the plague, came into bed maybe not all that long ago. Plague, 5%, immunity, 19. Yeah, you do not keep Vorcha down with illnesses. And Akik seems to be doing really well. And why are you using that medicine? Okay, not a problem. Using herbal instead of industrial, which might turn around and bite us. We might lose a limb for that, but let's find out. Nope, that's all cool. Sweet, so that all went through absolutely fine. We've got 2 Bionic spines left, which means they're going to go and make an extra Bionic spine. And with that, we don't really mind. So we've got a semi-bionic Vorcha force now, which for us is obviously a good thing. We're going to have an attack coming in, so we've got nearby activity. And here they are. More Drell. They just love coming in and dying. I'm not sure what it is. And let's go and give them a warm welcome. A little bit annoying them dropping a bubble shield, first thing they do, but at least they dropped over there. If they had come to here and dropped it, to be fair, I think Grugon could have taken it out. Yeah, if Grugon had taken it out, then we would have shot the actual shield itself and then it would have been gone. But we got one there, cool. Grugon, what you need to do is you need to go overload that. You guys, you need to shoot this. Right now, this is the most important thing. If that gets taken out, then it can't come back online. Okay, cool, that's done. We've got a bunch of fire there, which is going to start causing some problems. Crank, what's your range like? Good enough to get into the heart of them. Fantastic. And yeah, as I was saying, like, very rarely do the range guys come up here. But yeah, that time they did. Not a massive issue. We just gunned them down because everyone can shoot them, which is fine. And they're all running away there. We'll let them run off and die, that's not an issue. Anyway, with that, I've got to bring the episode to the end, so thank you very much for watching the BloodPack. I've been Konzi, and I look forward to catching you on the next one.